I really am a firm believer that standards are fantastic. It gives the industry a direction. It gives interoperability, and that's really important. If you go into a hospital, you kind of want everything to be able to interoperate between each other. Same thing when we get into cars or smart cities. The interoperability is really key.
In regard to changes in the regulatory landscape, what changes should device manufacturers be aware of?
So I think, again, what we've been seeing at a high level is obviously within industries, whether it be automotive or medical or even industrial controls, there are different standards groups that are coming together and putting out guidelines as they, for broader things, not just specifically cybersecurity, but cybersecurity is becoming more of a prevalent piece and sort of its own section in there, which is great to think about that as a whole holistic piece of a reliability and security for the solution. So I think what we are seeing, though, even across those different industries, is common themes around using certificates for certificate-based authentication. Pretty much in every case, the use of firmware signing and code signing to do verification around any code that you're sending in these over-the-air updates. And then also this concept of crypto agility, which is then when you're using certificates and keys in any of these manners to be able to update and have that flexibility. Because it's just why we don't hard code stuff into our code when we build it. You're locked in for life there, and we don't want to be able to have to be locked into that.
And I would just add to it that they've been around for a long time. I think I mentioned Cable Labs earlier, and the DOCSIS standard has been around for over 20 some odd years now, and that's what's been piping cable into the home. And you step outside of your home and you have a smart meter. Well, there's a standard around that, and that requires the use of an X509 certificate from the IEEE standard. So I really am a firm believer that standards are fantastic. It gives the industry a direction. It gives interoperability, and that's really important. If you go into a hospital, you kind of want everything to be able to interoperate between each other. Same thing when we get into cars or smart cities. The interoperability is really key. I think where we've struggled is some of the industries just don't come together. I've spent some time with the automotive groups, and you have one camp of 4 manufacturers that wants to do one thing because that's what they've developed. You have another camp of 4 that have developed another way of doing things, and that's what they want to implement. So until we kind of have across the board agreements, from various industry partners on things, those things won't form. The industries where we have seen that mandated and implemented, we haven't seen too many breaches or too many problems come from. So it's really important, as Ellen had followed, if you're in the space where NIST is important for you, follow what NIST is saying. They provide great guidance. They provide framework for you to build things. And the IEEE as well. IEEE is really at the forefront of kind of, X509 technology and where that can be deployed using 801.11 standards. And then also it depends on your vertical. For example, if you're in mobile, if you're doing something in wireless, you probably want to be attached to GSMA or 3GPP or ETSI as they're setting standards for those devices. So know your industry, but also know the company around you that can help you provide those services and help you secure your devices.